only the date of your event, the city, right? And be committed to have your 10 attendees so that you have an incredible event. And we're going to be gathering all these events throughout the weeks and months. And what if you already have an event in April? It counts to you. It counts as well, so you can always send that information as well to us. What are you going to earn? What is this? What is it there for you? Okay, of course, recognition and reward. First of all, your own business is going to grow. Then you will impact more lives. And in all honesty, magic starts when we get together. There's something about getting together face to face. There's magic happening. Nothing can beat the power of the community that we build when we get together, and the fun and the camaraderie and the time to connect with one another face to face is really powerful. Monthly recognition for top event hosts and rewards at Juice Plus Live Phoenix Conference in September. So if you host 4 events or more, you're going to have a special recognition in our conference in Phoenix. If you host 10 events or more, then you're going to have main state recognition at our Juice Plus Phoenix conference. But if you host 20 or more, you will earn elevated recognition, exclusive general session seating, and an invitation to a VIP lunch with our CEO, Travis Garza, and the executive team. So all of this for you as soon as you begin to plan your events and start promoting this within your teams so that everybody has the opportunity to register. I put this slide again for you guys so that you remember the emails that you need to send your information to and start organizing and hosting your own events. And last but not least, I'm going to let Jason finish with this because he knows this better than I do. Jason.
Awesome job, Laura. We try to keep it super simple, but a lot to cover there. Great job. So as Laura mentioned, we designed it to start May 1st, even though we decided to give you credit for your April events. But we wanted to help kick off the campaign on May 1st. So we have created an event that evening that you can invite to. And the term that the field recently created or branded was watch parties. I think Loretta Koth came up with that term, where if you have a virtual event to plug in, like we've created here on May 1st, invite people, and have 8 or 10 or 15 or 20 people in your living room watching it together. So on this evening, next Wednesday, May 1st, 7 to 8 p.m. Central, it'll be a great presentation. The first 30 minutes will be Lisa Peppel and Dr. Mitra Ray about the Juice Plus products. And gosh, I'm not sure there's 2 better people to hear from than Lisa and Dr. Mitra. And then we'll take just a short break, 2 or 3 minute break. And then from 7:30 to 8, it'll be myself talking about the Juice Plus company and the mission that we're on. And then we'll transition to, we can't accomplish the mission that we have of helping other people get healthy around the world. No way we could even come close to trying to accomplish that without the strongest part of our company. And that's the partners, the like-minded people who have partnered with Juice Plus to make an impact and create a business. So you'll hear from Michelle Barnett first, talking about her Juice Plus journey, and then Kristen and Chris Noland. So it's going to be a great evening, and the design there, that's something that you can plug into and invite people to and turn on your TVs or your phone. And we hope people all across the country are having watch parties and really getting a lot from that night.
Thank you, Jason. So now let's get to the
426.
Let's get to the main thing. Okay, we have Margie DeHaze and Carrie Netco. We invited them to share with us because these 2 leaders truly believe in the power of events, and they have built their businesses doing so. They become great and experts on these. And so we're going to hear from them today. And let me introduce you first. First of all, for both of you, Margie and Caroline, thank you so much for being willing to put your time and effort together to share with us all your wisdom and everything that has helped you to get where you have gotten and to the success that you have gotten through this time with Juice Plus by building your events and hosting your events. So we're going to start with Margie DeHaze, and I just made you actually on our time of preparation, and it was just a delight, Margie, just to kind of get to know you closer. But let me tell you a little bit about Margie DeHaze. Margie is a national marketing director. She's been married for 38 years, has 4 kids and 5 grandkids. Wow. She's a holistic practitioner for 25 years, and she's been with Juice Plus for 18 years. So how about if we start with you, Margie, and thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely. This is a great honor for me to share something I'm so passionate about. My sponsor and I, we love parties. And we always say, and especially my partner, Wendy McGlon, who is my upline, she's always a party waiting to happen. And so I'm just so grateful that we aligned in our personalities that way. So, there's a saying that I know many of you guys have heard is Juice Plus is the next best thing to fruits and vegetables. We've heard that many times. I have used that phrase in so many areas of my life, and including with Zoom events. And the Zoom events, I feel, are the next best thing to the live events, because the energy is so much higher and impactful in an in-person event. People can feel your heart. There's just something about that you just can make that connection. It breaks down that wall a little bit easier. And it just does. So, and our message is so simple, because every event, we always want to be sharing the company, the product, and the opportunity. One of the things I was thinking about when I took a little break this morning from work, and I took my grandson out for a quick walk, and I had all my Juice Plus sweatshirt on. I had my Juice Plus pants, my, jogging pants on. And I thought, this is like an event waiting to happen. I just hope somebody stops me, with having all my Juice Plus paraphernalia on and ask me, what is Juice Plus? You're always wearing it all the time. So think about that. I remember just even like little things like, your shaker bottles and things like that. Be prepared, because you never know. And that's what the Juice Plus company has done. They've made it so simple, but have your phone with you, because you can show it in a moment's notice, and you never know. There might be another couple walking around your neighborhood or whatever, and then all of a sudden you have a little event there. So some of examples, and I'll share here some of the examples that I am passionate about and I do love to do is, let me make sure that it's on here. Okay, can you guys see it okay?
Yes.
Okay, the one-on-one person events, I love those. Sitting down at a coffee shop and having just a intimate conversation with a friend, catching up with people, or whoever, maybe it's a neighbor, or just having a group of girls and friends just planning something out. That could be that simple. Or now that we have the Illuminate in our product line, we can have certain tasting parties. We did it when they had the grand opening, when corporate provided that launch watch party for us. That was perfect. I had several people at my home on my team. And from that, because other people that weren't able to come, they were very interested. So I was able to follow up with them. And from that, we got about 12 orders. So they were so stoked. In fact, I'm still getting like information from people saying, hey, I'm just so excited. I've had a chance to sit down and take a look at this and I want to order it. So, which has been nice. When I first started, I was so like basic, simple. And I remember Wendy coming into my office, and we sat around in a little circle, and all we had was water and words. And I took that simplicity that she taught me into my home, and I called it the JP around the KT. All I wanted to do is talk about Juice Plus with the people I knew. I was a mom of 4 little, kids. And then, I didn't have time to do some of the elaborate and fun parties, that I like to do now, but that's how simple. And sometimes we just need to bring it back to that. So just have a glass of water for them, share your heart about the company, product, and opportunity. It's really that simple. We have like other tasting parties we've been doing in the past, like making smoothies, protein bites over the Christmas. We did, deck the balls, so we just came up with like different ideas for the seasons. And if you want to go bigger, you can go with sharing gut health and making pickles, doing sourdough. We have the script, we have the directions, everything there laid out for you. So there's nothing that you have to do. You don't have to come up with anything on your own. Because you could also go to the company, to the hub that the company provides for us, the resources there on step-by-step how to do an event. that was really fun to help corporate put together just ideas. They really did the heavy lifting on that. We just provided ideas and how to make it so simple that people can follow, because some people just do like electronics and like to jump in and kind of, figure things out as well. And it also gives them a backup. So how many times you might have done three-way calls with them to go over and how to do something, but they just might miss something. So seeing it in writing, because we want to make sure that we give them a variety of ways that they can learn. And, each season gives us a reason. For instance, like this summer, I will be home. I'm not going to be traveling out, doing a lot of things. I might make some short trips to the lake and things like that. But what I'm going to do is I really want to focus on the family events, because I know when young mommies or just moms in general, their kids are in school, sometimes they might have a little bit more free time during the day if they don't work, or if they do work, their evenings sometimes are built up with soccer practices and everything like that. So for the ones that are going to be staying around, I want to focus on some of those, like how to make some healthy, complete popsicles. Have you guys ever tried those? My grandson, he's almost 4 years old, absolutely loves them. Even my teething 1-year-old granddaughters, they love them too. You can make them in very small little portions, which is nice. And they're healthy, and which I like. We could do snacks simple for kids, sourdough granola. We just tried making that. My daughter and I did for the grandkids. Cinnamon rolls, movies and a smoothie, veggie pizzas, sourdough pizzas, all of those fun. Do what you like and what you enjoy to do, and keeping it that simple. And I think that, when you provide something that people are into, you're going to attract those people that'll want to come to these events, and have them throughout the day. If evenings are tough for you, then have one in the morning. We have some on Saturday morning when we know hubbies are going to be home that can help with the kids. And we have, the moms come in and they are able to participate in doing a movie or doing an event. We've got one coming up in May that we're going to do, and we're going to do it early in the morning with cinnamon rolls. And that way moms can, make up a batch, they can take them home and they can have them for their family the next day. So how do we do this, or how do I do it? Maybe more the answer in that. And it is the startup, name it, give it a theme, something that you like or other people like that are around you or your team likes. It doesn't have to be something that you're into. So just name it and give it that theme. The second thing is list it. Make a list of the people that that might have something in common. Like, what about the gym? The gym that you work out. What about a mom's group? Last night I did one at my church group that we did together. A book club. Our neighbors are always wanting to get together. It's a really good camaraderie when you get to know your neighbors. And how many of you really know all your neighbors? I always ask the question, can you name everyone that's north, south, east, and west of your home or your apartment? A lot of time it stumps people up. So maybe this might be the time that you can get them out and have them come over for an event of whatever that they're into. Get your family and friends together. And then when you share it, you want to share it and invite as many people as you can. More is always better. Don't limit yourself thinking, oh, I only have room for 12 people in my home or 15 or whatever that is. Over invite. It's a good problem to have. If there's too many people that come, you might have to expand it into another area or outside, or maybe even have a second event from that. I love having that kind of problem. And then ask your guests to bring people with them, because that's going to help you expand your community. And please invite regardless. Don't decide for other people, because you guys have, we have nothing to lose. They have everything to lose. So just really make sure that we're opening our doors to everybody. And I just learned this from my tax accountant just a month ago. He assumed that all of my events I was doing out of my house, it was just for my team and my partners and customers. I'm like, oh no, I open them up to everybody. He said, well, that's good to know, because now you can write up 100% of all those meals that you've been making. Before, I was only getting a 50% tax cut. So now I'm like, yeah, more events at my house. I want those tax write-offs even more. Our team, along with our greater team, we have been inspired by this 90 and 90 events that are coming, or that we started a month ago or so. And now that the company has expanded it to the 120 events and till conference, we know that these events are so much fun and they can be even better with a buddy. So we're buddying up and doing events together. We're going out in droves of 2s, 3s, 4, and more. So whatever it is, get your group together, because I feel like that energy, when you get 2 or more people together, you're going to create that synergy that's really going to make a big difference for you and your team. Plus, it gives you more confidence. When I first started, this is what I was told. We're going to do the first event with you and then, or for you, and then we're going to do the second event together. And then we're going to help you find a buddy so you can do the same. And that's the magic of this business, is that duplication. So making sure that they help you the first time, you do it together, they help you find a buddy, and then you start that same process over. I tell everybody all the time in my team, just be you and do you. What gives Margie butterflies, in my gut may not be the same thing for somebody else. So I just want them to do things that they get excited about. And because if they get excited about, not only is it good for their gut health too, but it's going to bring about more success, and do it together. Because, if you're happy and excited about what you're doing, others are going to be attracted to it too. I say this phrase often, energy doesn't lie. People can literally feel your happiness, your excitement, and your passion. And I'm so glad that many years ago that my sponsor, Wendy McGlunn, she was just an acquaintance. We just met by chance. I think it was God's divine appointment for me. But, had she not shared with me, she knew nothing about me. I had everything to lose. My family of 6 needed this opportunity desperately, because we weren't physically sick. I was a health care practitioner, but we were financially sick because my husband had lost his job at that point for about 5 years. We had no insurance, no paycheck, no stability, but the Juice Plus company came to the rescue, and they provided this opportunity for us. We've had a paycheck and stability for 18 years. And now as an NMD, I have an option for an insurance package. So right now, we have no more financial sickness. The Juice Plus company gave us a purpose to help other families who were and are financially sick. The bottom line, and what I'll end with this whole, sharing about what these events can do for you, but what this company and this opportunity can do for you, it can take people out of a hole. We were in a hole, and a deep one. And we had a financial problem, and this business provided that solution.
Wow. Margie, that was great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Margie. Wow. Lots to learn. And thank you for sharing with us your story, and I love the fact that you just said, that you guys were financially sick because we're always thinking in ways to help people with their health and, inspiring healthy living, which is really our mission. But how many times we really don't talk about, our financial problems? We see the face smiling, but we don't know when they get home are worried because they don't know how are they going to pay their bills. So this is a mission about helping people. You make it really easy and a lot of fun, Margie. So thank you so much for allowing us to learn and I get a lot of notes. I don't know you guys, but just real quick, give it a name. Love that to start with. Invite regardless. Ask your guests to bring guests. How about that? Right? And over invite, just a few things that you share that are powerful. So thank you so much, Margie. We appreciate all you do.
So welcome.
So let's go to Carrie Lee Netco, and let me tell you a little bit about her. Okay, Carrie Lee Netco, she is qualifying national marketing director. Carrie Lynn has been partnered with the Juice Plus company since 2021 and reached qualified national marketing director in her first 11 months. Carrie Lynn is a loving wife, mother, and a friend. Being a registered nurse for the past 16 years, she has seen firsthand that traditional medicine and the healthcare system is more of a sick care system. She is on a mission to help change that through functional food. She was named top 3 in the company for the Blitz, the incentive that we have that at that time, her first summer with Juice Plus. She is a top performer, trained at several boot camps and conferences, and most recently, she trained on stage at the leadership conference that we have just had in Indianapolis. Caroline retired, although she's very young. She decided to retire from her corporate career in 2023 and is passionate about inviting others to design a life that they love. So without further ado, our one and only Caroline Netko.
Thank you so much, Laura. Well, how many of you have already hosted one of the 120 events in 120 days? We have. And if you haven't, my hope is to ignite you to just start with one, to get out of your comfort zone, because the worst that will happen is that you will have fun. And people are looking for what we have. So brainstorm some ideas with your upline and get dates on the calendar. That's the action step that I have for you. Ask your team what would be fun for them both to host and for their guests to attend, because we want events that are energy giving. You know, it takes time, it takes resources, planning, all of that. So do something that you would be excited about, that if you knew nothing about Juice Plus and someone invited you to that, you'd be like, heck yes, I'm coming. That first step is to get that event on the calendar. And I recommend, like Margie was saying, summertime is coming up, right? So schedule them out. That way people can block that date so that they can come, because summer starts to get busy. And I want to talk a little bit about the why behind events. What they do, the whole purpose of them is they help people to see what we see. And you may be able to recall an event that you attended and where you caught a little bit of a bigger vision for yourself. When I finally said yes to learning about Juice Plus, it was at an event. The person who was sharing with me kept inviting me to learn about Juice Plus, and I didn't want to. I had no interest in fruits and vegetables, but she invited me to an in-person event, and that is what I was an instant yes to. And naturally, I learned about what Juice Plus was there, and it was not an event that was focused on the product, though. It was an event that was just focused on connection. And so those are the types of events that I choose to focus on. Margie mentioned that she was in a financial hole. Where I was, you know, like Laura said, you wouldn't know behind the smile, but I had lost myself. I was in a toxic job and just miserable. And I was craving connection in this community, and that filled a need for me. So let's not prejudge other people, but the reason I focus on events that really foster connection is because I got my sparkle back, and I have seen so many people come alive, and I feel that's what we get to offer others too. But once that event is scheduled, then it forces the income producing activity of being in conversation and inviting and following up. And I want you guys to give yourself credit for the activity of inviting. Count that as a win. So what I do, like, here's an example of an event. I printed out a flyer, and on the back, I numbered it 1 through whatever and got to 34 people inviting for this event. So keep track of what you're doing. And then I just save those papers in a notebook, and I can refer back to them when that next event is coming to be like, okay, who am I going to invite again? And I would say whoever is showing up is meant to be there and is waiting for you. I don't know who needs simple. That was me. I needed simple. I was working full time while building this business and getting to QNMD in 11 months, and people's lives are full. So you can even ask other people to host. And then you'll have a whole new audience of guests, because nobody wants to host an event that nobody shows up for. And, we want people coming and feeling like they can join us in this, so I really don't focus on events that involve an activity, because I want them to say, I feel capable to do that myself. It looks fun and I want to join her. So I'll just have people bring a snack, and we keep it simple and focus on really that heart level conversation, because that's what everyone wants, to be heard and valued and appreciated. And being loved on by our community is a gift, right? And then they're saying, when is the next one? When can we do this again? But naturally, it is leading to Juice Plus. And just like Margie said, it's not just the product, it's the opportunity here. But I'm not saying to people, do you want a business? Or going over the comp plan details or anything like that, because I needed simple and I was not looking for anything to add to my plate. But I felt loved and accepted and welcomed and just wanted to be around more of that. And then the health and financial benefits were just a plus for me. When people are scheduling something and then, if a guest cancels or whatever the case is, schedules change and that's okay. Don't ever cancel your event because people will get energized, even if you don't have the 10 people there, right? Whoever is there is meant to be. And maybe you have some weekly rhythm of events, just start simple. So if you are someone who's intimidated by events, then go to, a walk with people. Like twice a week, I have a group that I'm walking with. And yes, it's, an activity that's focused on connection and we're moving our bodies. So health is coming up and people are asking what you do and getting to know you. So we're doing that local in my town. It's been wonderful. So a weekly rhythm, another thing that I would do is we have an RV and when we're not traveling in it, it's just sitting in our driveway. And I thought, well, I can turn that into a little she shed and call it glamping in the driveway. And so on Thursday nights, I'd have people come over and it was like something that they can anticipate every week, not that they have to like check their schedules for, and they could come as they are when they're available. And, like I said, just have some snacks and good conversation. One event leads to another. So starting with those smaller events, then you have people who are going to be coming and enjoying them, and then they are inviting to the next event. So keep that in mind. And, we talked about Phoenix, right? Who wouldn't love to have a whole bunch of people there with them? So now is the time to be starting by inviting them to see what we see and fall in love with the culture that you have created and want more of that. So then, yes, they're saying, I'm coming to the boot camp and I'm inviting people with me. And then to Phoenix. Laura is coming to my house, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And I'm so excited about that. And we're doing a bilingual fiesta. It's the third year we're doing it, and it has just become so much fun. She brings the energy, guys. She's amazing. But I don't speak Spanish, and I've made it my personal goal to invite at least 15 Spanish-speaking people. So I'm asking others, who do you know? And of course, it's not just me inviting, my team is inviting to it and other people in the area. So things like that. And at the Indie conference, I had 6 different lines there. So again, focus on events, because the bigger the event, the bigger the impact. And how nice would it be to just have someone else do all the work, right? By bringing them and they could show up and learn and get experience for it themselves. I'm also plugging people in around the country with our amazing community where they live. And that's one of the benefits of the Facebook page that Jason mentioned. So you can turn anything into an event. Birthdays, my retirement party, it's just really an opportunity to share your story. And again, not just the product. The house was packed, and it's no matter if you're sharing the story from the front of the room or around a table, then you bring that to individual meaningful conversations. I want to talk about, I know we're focused on in-person events, but how those can lead to something else, like a connection call, a 3-way Zoom, or something that my team does, a launch party. So a lot of the types of events that I do are community building. I'll show some flyers in a moment. I did one that was tutus and tiaras. I did one that was, instead of New Year, new me, it was New Year, same me, and I'm going to love her better than ever. And it was like just conversation about what are we doing for ourselves. And that doesn't just deal with our health, that comes with life. Like, are we living out our dreams? What is getting in the way of that? We did a superheroes need self-care too. And from that came someone who had said no to Juice Plus 3 years ago. And she came to that event end of February, and guess what? In March, she got named top 10 in the company. as one of the partners. So events create this momentum, but what my point is there is it leads to something else. And, I have connection calls scheduled with my upline NMD that I fill each week. And as we're having these in-person events, excuse me, I'm sitting outside because I have an event this weekend and the cleaners are in there and I'm breathing in pollen. Anyway, the types of events that we're having are leading to the next one that's focused, like a launch party or friends and family Zoom or something like that. So it's just leading to what comes next. I had someone recently, a team member of mine, struck up a conversation with another parent at a birthday party that they were both guests at. And that turned into a connection call, and she decided to partner. And it turns out her mom used to be a Juice Plus partner. So her mom is restarting as well. And the belief is there already. And then recently a neighbor came and she and I to my door. We hadn't met in the number of years that we've lived here, but she started engaging with us. That was about something going on in our neighborhood. And the conversation didn't involve Juice Plus, but we enjoyed meeting one another. And I had an event scheduled a couple of days later. So I invited her to that. It was a couple's murder mystery dinner party. And we were eating from the tower and everyone loved that. And then she invited us to something she had going on the next week, which was a wellness dinner, which led to a connection call. And then she ordered 3 quads and the healthy starts and the bars and the shakes in a tower garden. So you just never know what they will lead to. And she wasn't ready to become a partner then. And I am very clear about this. I want the partners and the customers to have the best experience. She wasn't ready to share with anyone for now. And that's my requirement for starting someone as a partner. She didn't want to partner, but she said maybe in the future. So I'm going to let her fall in love with it. And I'm inviting her to those next events. So we want people who want to do this and can't help but share with others by staying plugged in and creating that. So do you see how one event leads to another? And like I said, always having that next one planned and on the calendar. And then we, are just making sure that we are sharing our full experience and not stopping at the product. I'll tell you about 3 people on my team who learned about Juice Plus between 15 and 20 years ago and were eating it for their family, but no one ever told them about the business. That's not good. So yes, they joined my team because they knew that there was more here than just our amazing products. Okay, so you guys are going to talk with your upline, see what types of events would be fun and engaging, and get a date on the calendar. You're going to start inviting people and give yourself credit for that by making a list of who you have invited, and then we follow up. People get busy. So, how do we follow up with someone? Call them, text them, let them hear your excitement. They're borrowing that because they don't know what they're saying yes to. So be passionate about it. And then another way that I use follow up, just like in my regular power hours in the week, if I'm in a conversation with someone and I don't really feel like it's going anywhere, guess what? My follow up is inviting them to the next event because then we're in the same room and having that great conversation. So our events are geared toward inviting new people, partners, potential partners, like who are the people that you want to do more of life with? And then scheduling those next step events. Your guests are going to love it and ask when the next one is. I hope that all of you are inspired and ready to get those dates on the calendar and have the whole Zoom line that's on here today packed for lunch with Travis as the incentive at Phoenix. I'm going to quickly share my screen to show you just a couple examples of flyers that we are using to invite people to these events. 1 minute. Okay, let me know when you can see it. So we have done New Year Dream Party, like vision board parties. We have done healthy inside and outside, happy hours, around the Christmas tree and a doctor coming to talk, things like that. We've done Friendsgiving. We've done healthy solutions for all generations. Like any of these can be done in person or on Zoom, and you can do both, right? That way you're reaching people who are there locally as well as people who may not live there. So very excited. I have a mother-daughter brunch coming up in 2 weeks, and then, just going from there. So that's what I have to share, Laura.
Laura, you're muted.
Unmute. Okay, I'm
There you go.
yeah. Thank you so much, Carol. Oh, am I not muted? Okay. Thank
No,
you
you're
so
good.
much, Carolyn. Thank you so much. There was so much here to learn. What I love about Carolyn is her creativity. We heard about the glamping in the driveway. We heard about the mother-daughter, party, the murder mystery. We need to talk about that. But anyway, a great example of that. There's no really rules in regards to doing an event, but just do what you love and invite others that you would like to do life with, as Carolyn says. And I love what you said at the very beginning. You can get your sparkle back. How many people really need that, right? You certainly need it more than anything for what you said, the community and the connection that you were missing when you were in the corporate world. So kudos to you for being brave, Carolyn, and really retiring to do this full time. You have enlightened so many lives, and that's awesome to see. So I'm going to pass it on to our VP of Revenue, Jason LeChance, for closing. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, and amazing call, amazing content by Margie and Carolyn. I mean, you can feel the energy, right? And that's really what Juice Plus events bring. It's that energy when you're in the room together. Nobody can deny that. So thank you for making that come through the screen today, Margie and Carolyn. But then there's also those little details, those little details that make an event, more than just a gathering, but a real piece of success for your business. And I heard a few of those shared too. I heard the importance of follow-up. I heard the importance of, even if it may be something that people aren't maybe going to show up to, do it anyway. You don't know who's going to show up. I love Margie saying, she goes out of her house covered in Juice Plus gear. If someone asks a question, how easy is it to say, you know what, next Thursday, we're getting together at my house. Are you free? Just so many little tips and tricks. And I want to remind everybody that on your Juice Plus hub, so when you log into your My Juice Plus website and you click the hub, you can go there. When you land there, the search bar, if you just type in on the top events, it'll take you to all the events content that is on the hub, including a course called Gather and Grow, where all these little tips and tricks and little checklists are there. So you can literally print them off and have them, as you're preparing and making sure your event is more than just a gathering, but it's a real impact to your business. So all those things are on the hub, and Margie actually contributed to that. So it's a great guide to go on there. And whenever I talk to anybody, inevitably, when you spend a little time on the hub, it's like idea. So really recommend getting in there. And I just want to thank everybody for joining today and encourage everybody. We corporately are excited about the next 4 months and all the events that are going on. It really is what makes the Juice Plus company. And we're excited to recognize people each month. And then when we get to Phoenix, we're excited to have literally hundreds of people up on stage for everything that you've done all summer. So I want to thank everybody for joining today and thank our speakers. And we will go ahead and adjourn. And you can, if you like, you can unmute and say our goodbyes, and we'll see each other at the next event.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you.
So much.